It's over 9,000!
NANI?
Configure the language logic interface for Japanese.
Kawaii-Fi.
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 Kawaii-Fi Radio.
And welcome you to Kawaii-Fi Radio, and hello and happy Halloween! I'm Carl. And with me, we of course have Aaron, Emma, Jenny.
Hi everyone.
You can talk now. You don't have to continue pretending that you weren't talking about a certain like subject.
What? No.
Wow.
Whoa. That's crazy talk.
Just crazy talk. I don't know if anyone is joining us yet for the live stream, but you might have guessed by the setup, it's Halloween!
Yay.
Yay.
Yay! And that, of course, means all of our wonderful Patreon members have chosen for us a theme. And this year's theme, which I regret selecting, well...
Ooh,
yes,
I don't think you're allowed to show
I
that.
don't know if I can show that on the
Hang on,
stream,
let
but
me
it
find the
doesn't matter.
page.
This year's theme is Succubi. So
Succubi.
Succubuses, and what was the masculine one?
Incubi.
Incubi. So we're going to have a look at some anime that was has these characters in it. There are some which are very well known, others not so much, but they all have a role to play in our story. Now, if you are new to the podcast and you're just joining us now for the I think this is the first.
Probably a bit safe.
You reckon that's safe? Yeah. I'd
safe
say
enough.
this is fairly safe from the Monster Manual for Succubus.
Monster Girl Encyclopedia.
Monster Girl Encyclopedia. Yes, thank you very much.
The Monster Bleepers Bible.
Now, if you are new to the podcast, welcome. We also do have a YouTube channel where this is streaming on as well if you're watching over on Twitch or if you're listening in your podcasting app post-event. Thanks for joining us. So we're going to share plenty of anime-related videos and content on there and so forth. So make sure you follow us. We're always posting stuff. We've been running for almost 5 years, which is like, whoa.
Great.
So
Big muscular legs.
yeah. Yeah, my legs are so tired from all this running.
Oh boy, 5 years.
Now, we also do have a Patreon where we share additional content, including a whole other podcast called The Pre-Show, along with outtakes, video extras, and the chance to vote on episode topics such as this one, like, the annual Halloween and Valentine's episodes. Our Valentine's Day episode is the one episode a year everyone puts on their horny hat, and we disregard the PG-13 rating. But... if that sounds like something you'd be interesting, details are in the episode description or stream description, depending on where you're
That one's
watching.
only available for Patreons, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Only for Patreon.
So if you want to get the spicy content, you have to
Oh.
sign up.
Yeah. Now, with that, let's get started on what we've actually been watching. Yay.
I have no idea how old I am or where I came from. Nani? Ohio.
Hang time! I gotta go!
I have to know. Hooray! I did the thing.
Oni-chan, nani wo miru? What we're watching.
Alrighty. So, let's start off with the obvious stuff. Brand new anime series. We all had a little bit of time last episode. So go and watch some stuff. Aaron, I'm going to start with you. Because you watched almost every show. But let's start with the really exciting one, and that is Shangri-La Frontier.
Oh my goodness. So much fun. So previous episode I kind of described it vaguely. It's just so much good fun. It's
Just run back the premise for the...
so there's a teenage boy in high school and he goes through. I know, right? Teenage
Another
boys in high
one.
school. Another one. We're going DJ Khaled on this one. So
This teenage boy in a mysterious world tastes good. Another!
so he goes through and he plays all these trash games because VR's big at in their world. Everybody's got a VR set. So he's playing through all these VR games that are considered trash. He's categorizing them into different categories, like would he play it again or not, depending on how bad it is. And he goes to the game store, just having finished one, going, can you recommend me a new game? Clerk goes, sure, try Shangri-La Frontier. You've played enough terrible games, try a good one. And so he boots it up, he starts playing with it, has a little fiddle around with it, and he finds that he enjoys it quite a lot, and his skills from those trash games then sort of give him an advantage in this game. So, you know,
Turns out he's a little bit OP because he's so used to playing with trash dynamics and response times that when it's an actual good game, he's really good at it.
Yeah. So think a very, very, very good Sword Art Online
No.
without being trapped in
Such
the game.
a thing is not impossible.
No.
Well, I mean, it's a VR game. It's a VR MMO, and
I just love it if they made a reference like at the start. One of the trash games he's played is Sword Art Online. He's writing a review for it. Okay, graphics got stuck for a while. Not
there
good.
was this one guy with 2 swords that beat the entire game, so no one else could enjoy it.
Total Mary Sue.
Now, it does look like we might be having an issue with our Twitch stream, so that's why I'm currently popping in and out of the window. If people are listening or watching on Twitch, please do let us know if you can hear us. If not, then we might have to direct you over to the YouTube channel, which you'll see in the comments below. But let's move on to Fruiren. What is it? Beyond Journey's End.
Is that your choice, Ken?
It's definitely
yeah.
my choice.
Yeah.
It is just so shiny. I mentioned it in our last episode, but basically, the way I keep telling it to people is, you know how you watch Pokemon on TV, and then you watch like one of the Pokemon movies, and the quality of animation is just amped up.
Yeah.
That every episode for an entire series.
Every episode is
It's-
so beautiful. So there's also one that Kyle and I have been enjoying. But like the premise, when I first heard it before we started watching it, it's basically, you know, the elf of the party continues like exploring and everything after all of her party members have grown old and died.
But see, I like
Horrible.
It's horrifying,
Horrible
isn't it?
premise. Brilliant.
I sort of love that though, because we don't ever get to
You
see.
never see that side.
Yeah, all we ever
Yeah.
see of elves in like anime and media is that they're human plus one. That they're
Yeah.
just a person, same personality
Yeah.
traits and all, just with knife ears and an attitude.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like how she keeps going on about how this trek with the original crew was 10 years, which to an elf is the blink of an eye, but you know, to
Yeah, that's
literally any other race,
That's like a
Yep.
holiday.
It's 10
weekend.
years.
Yeah.
and she keeps lamenting over the fact that I don't know why it was so important. It was only 10 years,
Everyone else is like,
and with this new group, she's kind of realizing, oh no, it was really important.
And that's what I
whoops.
love about this is that it has really captured the whole idea of elfie immortality well. It's like one of the few times I'm not completely racist against elves. I am a dwarf player, 100%.
I love how she travels like she has all the time in the world. Like her,
Not
like
wrong.
you just see her. Oh, you know, we'll just be here for a little while longer. 6 months go by, and her human companion is just like dying inside
I
because she
mean-
wants to leave.
But you
Yeah.
sort of said it. It's like she travels like she has all the time in the world, and
Yeah.
she does.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is the
you're not
thing.
wrong.
It's not something you see a lot, like communicated that well, because elves are always like a bit aloof, and it is
Yeah.
because they don't perceive time in the same way that everyone else does.
Like, I was excited when this was announced because I read a bit of the manga and it made me cry. I loved it.
Ah.
So I was excited when this was announced to be an anime, and it is exceeding all of my expectations. I'm
Wow.
so happy about it.
fair enough.
It is brilliant.
Well, I'm also pretty big on Fruiren because you and I remember it was probably the second year of the podcast, and this won a major award for its manga adaptation, which was the Osamu Tezuka Award.
Oh,
So
wow.
obviously one of the highest awards you can kind of win from the manga industry in Japan. And we were just like, we looked at the premise and we went,
Oh boy.
Actually, it's that someone suggested this to me, and then I read it, and I was like, well, that was sad. And then he suggested another fantasy-ish manga to me, because I dig my fantasy. And it was about a white mage using necromancy to walk her dead teammates back to their home village after they had finished off the last boss.
Oh my god.
And that was what they suggested after. I was just like, I hate you.
You know what? Yes.
It was...
You're off the Christmas card list, but yes.
It was fascinatingly well done, but holy hell.
That's dark. I would like that one, please.
yes.
Send
yeah,
to me.
I would like to know that
You
one.
like the fantasy ones? I like the ones that are sad.
Well, like to me, I kind of compared it to like nurses helping someone get better and then watching them leave and then never come back. Because that's what it is. Like you're there with them and you play an important role in their life, but then they just go. They're gone.
You're not wrong, actually. Yeah.
There's a whole probably moral quandary about that. It's like, you know, your nurse and your doctor might be a wonderful person, but you kind of hope you never see them again.
This is
Partially.
yeah, you're not wrong.
But as they heal you, like they develop that bond with you, and you develop that bond with them.
And then
Very quiet, a little
Gone.
tricky to hear. Apparently, I'm just gonna sort that out. Thanks for the heads up, Matt.
hey Nat,
Oh no.
He's like, oh, this isn't gonna go well for me.
I've got to go.
All right, I've bumped it up by 25%. That's probably still not enough, actually. Now that I look at it,
hello.
but
Testing 1 2 1 2. Hello, is this thing on?
it's probably on. Let's try 150%.
Bye, Kellogg's cornflakes.
Anyway, let's talk about I Shall Survive Using Potions. Now, I think at the moment only Emma and I have watched this.
Oh.
I don't know if anyone else
Not
has.
yet, no.
Yep.
It sounds hilarious.
Chibi-ish art style. Not chibi-chibi, but everyone seems a bit diminutive, if that makes sense. They're shortish and
Everyone's kind of cutesy.
yeah, that's probably the easiest
So
way to explain
there was
it.
like one character where she drank one of the potions, and we think she de-aged, but it was hard to tell because the art style is like, she went from being like this tall to like slightly shorter.
Yeah.
So shorter.
just a smidge.
So yeah,
I mean, I'm not sure.
Okay, so
but she was old. She was an old crone at 32.
I know, doesn't that hurt?
Nobody wanted to marry her because she was old.
But this is another
Damn, you
Like,
Okay.
no, I
isekai.
got mine in.
I was gonna say, don't the Japanese have that fruitcake rule?
what?
Oh, Christmas cake.
What's
Oh
the
yeah,
Christmas
yeah.
cake
Like
rule?
if you're older than an aged Christmas cake, then you're no longer good for marriage.
Yeah.
Oh.
It,
Oh.
Christmas cake isn't good after the 26th, which is apparently the rule for women getting married.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ouch.
pretty harsh, eh? So I Shall
Ouch,
Survive
Japan.
Using Potions is all focused on a girl who has died and then has been reincarnated in another world. But they,
She was killed accidentally
yeah.
by a god,
Actually, yeah, you're not wrong.
who then sent
was
her
the-
to another world.
So the god of Earth has to try and prevent dimensional mishaps that come into our plane of existence, and in the process of destroying one of them, he killed her by
Yeah.
accident.
Was the god driving
And he
a
was
truck?
like, "Oh my god, my
No,
bad."
but there was a moment where she crossed the road and I went, is she going to get hit by a truck?
yeah, yeah.
They should have teased it, showed the truck, showed the truck, and then it just passes her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of one of those like, you can't be serious.
So she gets sent to another world, and basically guilt trips that god into giving her OP powers.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But
Yeah.
the
Cool.
powers are potion based.
She can make any potion she thinks of in any vessel she thinks of.
Mhm.
At one point, I'm pretty sure she just makes like passata, like tomato pasta. She just starts like cooking things.
Yeah, you're not wrong actually. like,
Cooking is just basic chemistry, so
yeah.
And it's a
Choose, yeah.
potion in a jar.
I choose a poison potion in your lungs.
Oh god. No, I think it has to be in her hand.
Oh.
okay. So
Okay.
grab someone's head and say, "I feel you full of wine."
Oh gosh.
No.
Yes.
Well, she really kind of like really browbeats the the goddess of this other world, because she kind of has a thing for the god of Earth, who's like a really attractive looking guy. So, and she's like, "Oh, I don't think you'd lie to if you treated me that way." You're like,
Yeah.
"Mm."
So the goddess is also a bit of a ditz. So
Yeah.
she asked for the ability to speak every language. So now she can talk to birds.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. She
Um,
doesn't want to talk to birds.
but she learned
but she
some
can.
useful gossip from the birds in
Yeah,
the
she
first
got some
moment.
good sweet,
Fair enough.
sweet bird gossip.
Ooh, hello, new person. Oh, that's Kenton.
Oh. Nat, fight me. No. I think we should be a bit better because I bumped the audio all the way up. But anyway, yeah, she's kind of like in a situation where she's trying to like avoid getting too much attention, and it's not going well.
We've seen a
She
few isekais
is-
like that.
12.
Yeah.
12 to 14. Because she asked for the youngest age considered legally an adult.
In that world.
Which, to be fair, very good.
Yep.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, didn't consider that if you're going to a technology devolved world, the age back then was like 8, 12. Go work in the mines.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right.
Take the
Minecraft.
workhouses with you.
I'm going to confirm that
Children
Twitch
yearn
has
for the
officially gone
mines.
down and we cannot stream to it. So if
Ah.
anyone, is on
Okay,
the-
everyone, switch to decaf. No more twitching.
no more twitching. So we are exclusively on YouTube for this one. Unfortunately, we'll have to figure out what happened there. Anyway, yeah, I Shall Survive using potions. A lot of fun.
So
and
does she go into combat with potions and stuff?
we haven't seen any combat yet.
Not yet.
No,
Not yet.
It's
At the
definitely
moment,
more
she...
having a nice chill life.
To be fair, she hasn't been able to just go potion. She can't just create them like thousands at a time.
I mean,
Yet.
That
So
we
we haven't
know
seen
of.
that yet.
Oh, I
Which
can
is
think
good.
of several situations
So
where
she
that would be
can't,
a thing.
much like in Vending Machine, how he just like has an infinite supply of anything he wants.
Yeah.
She doesn't have that yet. I'm sure
But she
she'll
did get an
it.
item box as well. She's like, oh, I need that
Yeah.
one thing that every person has. You know, she literally described it as, what did I get out of the goddess? You know, what have I managed to pull out of her to for my own benefit by going, oh, it's so sad. Oh, it's so horrible. And then, she's got all these things and she said, I have one last request. She's like, what is it? Be my friend. And it's like, oh, that's sneaky.
She got it good.
She got it so
She is a
good.
bit sneaky like that as
Wow.
well, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
She went
Much like the,
connoisseur.
what is it, the 80,000 gold girl?
Oh, yeah.
Sneaky.
So yeah, look, highly recommend it. It's a Crunchyroll anime as well.
It sounds cute.
Yeah, so far it's pretty good.
It's been amazing. We've only seen 2 episodes. I think a 3rd episode comes out tonight, at time of recording. But yeah, pretty good. Now this last one, we all want to talk about it. Technically, there's no way to watch it in Australia, so we've been using a VPN.
Yeah.
It's Undead Unluck, which frustratingly has an exclusive agreement with Hulu US and then broadcast on Japanese TV. Hulu US is the only place apparently you can watch it. If anyone has found another way to watch it, especially here in Australia, potentially through the Disney Plus platform, which it wasn't on when we had a look earlier today, please let us know.
Did you look on the TV? Because I have a Disney Plus.
Yeah, no, I did look on TV.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's for my sister, okay? My Disney is for my sister. She has babies.
Don't tell them that, because then they'll ask you to only have it logged in one location, like Netflix, who did that, made everyone get extra accounts, and now have upped the price of the account.
Oh, yeah, if they do that, I'm just be like, bye, Disney.
Yo ho ho. Anyway,
We're not condoning piracy. We're just saying it's a thing. That
No, in Australia we do, unfortunately, because we don't get nothing.
yeah,
Look, we're not condoning piracy. We never condone piracy if there's a way to get it legally, but there is no way to get it legally.
so.
And I would like to give you my money so I can get it legally. The issue is not with the price. The issue is with the availability. And this has always been the biggest cause of piracy. Anyway.
On to the show.
Undead Unluck is flippin' fantastic. This...
Yes, do one for us then.
Anyone who's listening to the audio version is going to be like, did he really do a flip?
Yes, anyone who's listening to the audio, he totally did.
Totally did a flip.
Anyway, Undead Unluck is a story that starts with a guy and a girl. The girl has incredibly bad luck, which is termed unluck. And it's a whole world where they've got people who are referred to as negators, who have things which negate normal abilities or things. So they've got people who can reverse the course of gravity.
All of their powers are something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's undead, she's unluck. And then
See, when you
There
said,
was
when you said,
unapproachable.
unapproachable.
Can I be unpoor?
That's the guy who runs the organization.
see, when you said that there are people that negate normal abilities, I just thought unbreathing.
I mean, yeah. I'm
He
not
lasted
going
only
to.
a few seconds.
Having read the manga, I'm not going to unveil some of the funny ones that come up.
Yeah.
But Undead, he, as the name suggests, can't die. And he's been looking for a way to die for several hundred years.
And he found her, and he's like, "Oh yes, let's go. Let's experience every death I can, and see if one of them sticks."
Yeah, basically, you have the biggest stroke of unluck, like when people touch you. If I touch you in a certain way, is there going to be a big enough strike of unluck that it will negate my undead? basically. So he's keeping her around because he wants her
Double
to kill.
negative, baby.
Yeah. She's was going to kill herself because everyone she loves, whenever they touch her, gets a stroke of unluck and dies. So
Yep.
she was going to...
She accidentally killed her own parents. That's how she found out about her unlock.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But
It's rough.
obviously, there's...
But it introduces more and more layers on
Yeah.
top of it. So if she hates someone and she touches them, nothing that bad happens.
she's actually got to care about them.
What?
Yeah. The more she likes someone, the worse the luck is. The unluck is.
Yeah.
That's
So it's-
demented.
So
It's
he's like,
horrifying.
I'm going to make you fall in love with me.
and
And
then...
then we're going to smash. And then I'm going to die.
Yeah, but usually when
Hashtag life goals.
when someone approaches you and goes, "I'm going to make you fall in love with me," it immediately makes you not want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny.
But he's actually being really good.
Ah.
yeah. Oh, like there was a point where she's like, well, if you're gonna die, like if they're gonna, this organization's gonna capture you and literally basically live action vivisect you for the rest of your life, well, let's do it. you
Let's
know?
go.
And
Fine.
and he was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to pity.
I don't want a pity smash.
So it was just like, wow. And that, made her like, And then she's doing like the classical tsundere thing, like, I'm not saying I like you. And it just continues in the background for quite a while he's having a conversation with like some villains.
Yeah, like a villain is watching this entire thing, and he's at the start, he's like, I'm gonna kill you both, and by the end of it, he's like, nah, I want to find someone else for you guys to kill so you can join our thing, because this is so entertaining. I need to see where this goes. So, look, this guy's gonna be here, go kill him, and then this guy's gonna be here, go kill him, and hopefully you'll be able to join us, and we'll have a good time.
This sounds hilarious.
It's
Having a good time.
Yeah.
yeah. Also, something to be aware that if you're watching the anime, it does start at it starts a bit odd. Is probably the easiest way to explain it,
So funny.
because it starts
Hindsight.
with it starts with a flashback while she's reading the final chapter of her favorite manga. It's the last thing she wanted to do before she passed away. So they've animated the manga. So
Yeah.
you're like, what am I watching?
Oh.
And then she closes the book and goes,
I can finally die.
So yeah,
Fascinating.
it's brilliant. Also, Undead gets nicknamed Andy because he's an undead. For
Yeah.
it works in like
Undead.
using Japanese with the
Undead kind
katakana.
of sounds like Andy.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But that the process of that is that he can't die, but he also can regenerate parts of his body at will. So he literally uses fountains of blood from his feet to fly.
I've seen the clips of this of him
Yeah.
just approaching her as just a head.
Yeah.
He,
Like a flying head.
he'll bite his own finger off and then shoot it like a gun. Shoot the fingertip like a gun.
It's
Ew.
amazing.
Wild.
Yeah.
Can we see the crossover with Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yes, I can. And maybe even South Park.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, let us know what you've been watching this season over in the comments or in chat. There's plenty out that's there's plenty to watch. There's not, thankfully, a massive amount this season. I think there's just enough to satisfy everyone in each genre realistically, which is good because it's a busy quarter.
There's a lot going on
Yeah,
this
there's a
quarter.
lot going on.
When do we get what is it? Dungeon Meshi?
January, I think. Yeah, there's a lot.
okay.
There's a lot already announced for January. Like it's going to be a bumper season, and it makes sense because it's winter, so everyone in Japan's hiding inside. So
Yeah.
I mean, hiding. They're inside under the kotatsu. They're not moving. So anyway, let us know what your thoughts are for this season. But that means we actually get to go on to our main topic for this episode. It's the Halloween episode. Woo!
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but here goes anyway. It's the Halloween episode. This year's topic, as voted by our Patreon members, is Succubi. We have previously done witches, we have done ghosts, we have done
Zombies? Yeah.
No, zombies are still on the list.
You haven't done zombies.
No, because it never got voted. And this time, the new addition that we had to add to the list, based on the order it was constructed, was Succubi. And of course, you're all filthy.
I really wanted y'all to vote for Death. That's one of my favorites.
Maybe next year. I mean, look, we've got like another 10 years worth of options. So
Death
we will
games
get.
have a prestigious history. We're talking about Death games now. That's it.
No, okay.
Fortnite.
All right. So as we do with every one of these, we are going to start off with a little bit of a history sort of lesson thing. Emma,
Hello.
where the heck did Succubi come from?
Well, it's tricky, but they've been around for millennia, basically.
Mm.
We're talking
For as
Yes.
long as there's
we're
been
talking
ex-girlfriends.
biblical Mesopotamia kind of thing, you know?
Well, it's sort of like dragons and vampires and werewolves. It's like every civilization has something similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they pretty much originate from dreams, bad dreams in particular. So it was kind of tricky to figure out where the original naming came from. But incubi translates to nightmare in Latin and are used for women. And it's basically, have you ever seen that painting of that gremlin thing sitting on top of the woman that's like lying?
Oh, yeah.
That's an incubi, basically, or like the nightmare. I think the painting's called
And
like
that
Nightmare
kind
or
of
something.
fits also with what they did for the first Ghostbusters film as well. Like with the altar and the person lying back and then someone sitting on
Yeah,
top of
so
them.
there's
Yeah.
several iterations of that idea of this oppressive thing that's sitting on you, mainly women,
Oh, is this do you
causing
suppose,
nightmares.
where sleep paralysis demons came from?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, same deal. It's basically a sleep paralysis demon, but then it got turned spicy. I
Fun.
I don't know how.
I do.
Succubi have been mentioned in like Jewish texts.
Mm-hmm.
So what do they call it?
The-
rabbinic.
Well,
Talmud?
as depicted in the
you know,
Jewish
rabbis,
Jewish
the-
mystical treatise Zohar and the
Yes.
medieval Jewish satirical text Alphabet of Ben Sira, Lilith would Adam first light, who later became a succubus.
Yes,
Ah,
Lilith, the OG.
The OG.
But she's also seen as a vampire as well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and also
there's a
like
lot
a
of
giant woman in Neon
crossover
Genesis. Like.
Between vampires and the viewers can't see the face that he's giving me.
Nerd.
Yeah, it's interesting because like some of the ideas behind a succubus, it's like the original ideas was it could take a form of a beautiful young girl, but closer inspection would reveal deformities to the body, such as a bird-like claw or a serpentine tail. And then obviously animes evolved that into like the little love heart tail because of the
It's like perverting the perverse.
yeah.
You know? And yeah, so for men it's just sexy.
It's just sexy for me.
For women it can be like nightmarish and sexy. Men it just looks like it's just sexy.
This is it's a bit messed up.
Well,
it is what it is, but like oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this obviously is an area which we have to tread carefully in to stay within our PG rating, and we're gonna do our best here. So throughout history, priests and rabbis have tried to curb the power of succubi over humans, and not all succubi were malevolent. So according to Walter Mappin, I love how everything is listed as a satire here. Trifles of Courtiers, Pope Sylvester II from 999 to 1003 was allegedly involved with a succubus named Meridian.
Cool.
Meridiana.
Meridiana, who helped him achieve his high rank in the Catholic Church. Before his death, he confessed to his sins and died repentant. It's like,
Yeah, they were said to like draw out vitality and energy, which then became
Bodily fluids.
vitality. Men's vitality.
men's vitality, yeah. The other funny thing is when you search Succubus on Google, the first thing where it outlines it isn't the Wikipedia entry. It is the National Library of Medicine from the US.
Fascinating.
Really?
Was
I
it,
had a different one. I had some weird, like, the Demonology of Chicago kind of
Wow.
Detroit Rock City Paranormal.com.
What?
It's
It was
my
just-
first.
I mean,
you
that's
send me
probably
that
more to
link?
do
That
with your
sounds
search
cool.
history. So, there was a research article published in 2018 called The Unusual Cases of Succubus, a cultural phenomenon manifesting as part of psychopathology.
Detroit Rock
Yeah.
City Paranormal sounds like a death metal group.
I was just about
It
to say
was.
it sounds like a really good band.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kyle.
There's Detroit Metal City.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very close.
Mm-hmm. So, we report the 2 cases diagnosed with schizophrenia who reported this rare phenomenon of succubus as part of their psychopathology and discuss the phenomenon of succubus. So, if you want to actually have a look at it in like medical culture, there you go.
there.
It's there. It's a
There is
thing.
an option.
Yeah. So there are a handful, I would say, of succubus-centric animes. Mostly succubus characters are side characters.
Side characters
Yes,
or
I
monsters,
can't
featured
really thi-
monsters.
Yeah.
Can't really think of one where a succubi has been the main.
There is one which was recent.
Oh.
Which we will get to in a little bit. But we want to go back to probably one of the most well-known ones, and this is Aaron's ballpark because he's went and done his research on it. A quick Google. Whatever it ends up being.
Multiple Googles.
Yeah, so this
And
is...
being on the internet for the last 20 years.
And my particular niche interests.
So we're talking about Night Warrior's Darkstalker's Revenge. Now, this is a anime based on the Dark Story series of gothic-themed fighting games that were created by Capcom. And
Darkstalker, not Dark Story.
Sorry, yes, Darkstalker's series of gothic.
Yeah.
I think everyone kind of knows the main character pretty well because she's kind of like I would almost call her the poster girl for Succubi.
Anyone
Yeah.
who's played
Yeah.
recent Marvel vs. Capcom will recognize her pretty much instantly.
Yeah. So obviously we're talking about Morgan.
Morrigan.
Morgan.
Morgan
Right?
Ainsland.
So the Google suggestion for like the image search to get a picture of her was like Morgan. I'm like, Morgan?
Morgan Le Fay? No.
Yeah, there you go. You search Morgan, you get the right one. So,
I can't. I've got weak hands. I've got weak baby hands.
She was cursed with
What's wrong with
noodle
it?
arms.
I need to pull it down.
oh, you need to put it down. You went too hard.
I did.
Anyway, Aaron, fill us in on Darkstalkers while we fill this.
Okay,
Fix this.
so this is a 4-part OVA series that sort of fits in with the games, gives you a bit of backstory, and then a lot of the moves they use in the OVA is taken straight from the games. Like their fighting style's
I
identical
remember
to
they
it.
did that for Street Fighter as well. There was
Yeah.
a bunch of anime like that around that time.
Well, yeah, because then it would help promote the games as well. So you got the boosted sales and
Yep.
good for the companies.
Yeah.
But like making sure that they stick to their whole signature moveset is like, you know,
They
gives
stuck a little
authenticity.
too hard.
A
Like,
little bit
What?
too hard.
Yeah, because like you'd see the same moves over and over and over, and it's like, yeah, cool. I get that
Ah.
that's their signature combo, but like, come on, mess it, like spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, make it a little bit different. Yeah.
Like, let's
yeah.
see that technique used in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a series which came out in 1997.
Yeah.
So
It's the
Long
old
ago,
girl.
Wow, the old
Mm.
girl's dated real good, huh?
Well, that's the OVA series.
and there's only 4
Yeah.
episodes to that, so they were
Yeah.
40 minutes each. Ends
Yes.
up being about 2.5, almost 3 hours of content there.
Smashed it out in one night.
Pioneer Entertainment with Viz were the ones who did the North American release. It was animated by Madhouse,
Oh wow.
which explains why
Wow.
the artwork is just
It holds up.
Schmick.
Yeah.
Is that the only anime adaptation?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Who is the other succubus in that one? with
Lilith.
The red suit. That is Lilith?
Yes.
What's her relation to the Morgan?
I'm pretty sure she's her sister.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure they're both House Ainsland, which is like one of the premier demon houses in hell, according to the series.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep. All right.
They run all of hell, and all the other demon houses are lower, so they come to the Ainslands, and they democracy.
Hell,
Democracy.
Demonocracy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the series itself is basically the backstory for the game. Like, there's this creature out in space called Pyront, something like that. You bet you can't guess what he is.
Is he a pie?
He's just fire. He's just a fire dude. And all the Darkstalkers are running around on Earth, and the humans are terrified of them, so there's this huge war breaking out, and the humans are killing everyone, including each other, to try and stop the Darkstalkers, but the Darkstalkers are super powerful, and they eat the humans for nourishment. Some of them don't. Some of them choose to be nice, like Felicia. Felicia's a good little kitty.
Cat girl.
Is she a succubi as well?
No, she's a Darkstalker.
Oh, right. Yes, that's right. Sorry.
So basically, you've got the two categories. You've got humans and Darkstalkers. Darkstalkers are anything that comes from hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Very much a Halloween-y kind of like set of characters.
Yes, it's
Much
very
like our
good.
cats. So Kumo's a dark stalker.
You're not
Liger
wrong.
is-
Liger is a white patch stalker. Patchy white stalker.
He's a snow leopard.
He stalks.
He stalks
He stalks.
things. Yeah.
So basically, what happens is, as these Darkstalkers are going about their business, this ancient race of robots awakens because they've discovered that everything's too fighting centric, and so they need to cull them like they culled previous generations.
Wow.
Reaper vibes from Mass Effect.
What the hell?
Anyway, Pyront comes in from space, and they're like, "Oh, it's the strongest Darkstalker. It's Pyront. We have to kill him before we kill anyone else. Oh, we could probably use the Darkstalkers to kill him." And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What? The robots? You kind of lost me there.
Yeah. Ancient robots.
I feel like choose one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Ancient
have
robots,
hell
demons,
demons.
space guys.
Yeah, or like space.
All
robots.
Darkstalkers?
All Darkstalkers. And then there's this guy who's half Darkstalker.
Is
There's-
that Donovan?
Yes.
Because he's a Dampier, so like half vampire.
Yes. He's able to summon his demon side and send it to attack people. And then there's a small girl who travels with Donovan. I think her name's Alana or something.
Anita?
Anita, that's the one.
Yeah.
You get Hisienko and her sister, which I just found out by watching it that Hisienko is the English given name. I think her Japanese name's like Nini or something.
Nini, that's delightful.
Right.
Oh, Hisinko.
Yeah.
Her Japanese name is Lele.
Lele,
And
that's
Mei
the one.
That's
and Mei Ling,
adorable.
her Japanese name is Lin Lin.
Yes. It's so cute. I don't
Yeah.
understand why we had to
Why?
change them.
I mean, look, you have a look at the list of the names and the characters. They've all been changed for the international release. So Phobos is Hootzil, Hanya is Bishamon, and Galen is John Talabane.
Where they changed Phobos
Yeah.
in the English.
Yeah.
Yeah. To a name which is Hootzil, which is not English.
Hoots!
Yeah.
Oh, that's the robots.
Oh, yeah.
Hootzel,
Yeah,
Hootzil.
Hootzels are the robots.
H-U-I-T-Z-I-L.
like Mesotaic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they're meant to be.
Lord,
I
there's
mean,
also Lord
actually,
Raptor.
That would check out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord
Okay.
Raptor,
Yeah, that's fair.
what's he turned into?
'Cause
Well,
it sounds
that's
like
the
Quetzalcoatl.
English name. His
Yeah.
Japanese
Which is
name is
like
Zabul
The
Zarok.
snake. Yeah.
That sounds way more.
Zabul Zarok is so much better than Lord Raptor.
Zamel Zarek.
Zabul Zarok.
Yeah, Lord,
That sounds great.
Lord Raptor sounds like, like a comic book villain. Zabel Zarok sounds like the evil sorcerer.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't get about Darkstalkers. They had these great characters and they went, no.
Well, apparently, like 4 of the Darkstalkers cast from the the game franchise were featured in the actual intro sequence for the game, but they cut them and they basically used some throwaway text to say that they were killed by Pyron.
Oh, yes, you
Yeah.
mean for the OVA?
Yeah, so there's
Yes.
Anakaris, Rico, Sasquatch, and Victor are all not in the series, but were killed off.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Wait, can you? What were those names again?
Anakaris, Rico, Sasquatch, and Victor.
It's just like
Sasquatch and Victor.
yeah, like,
And Phil.
Yeah. Ted.
You know, just the
Just
guy we've
Phil.
got in the
That's what I
shed.
thought. I was like,
Yes,
oh
this is like
gosh.
Dark Manus, the glorious hellhound.
He's like the unplanned
Steve.
child.
Well, it's like, was it Deadpool with the
yeah.
van guy?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
Oh,
thinking.
yeah.
Defender.
He's like, yeah, I'm good. Are you sure? I'm a bit worried about you. So look,
So good.
anyway, these we've kind of gotten well off the topic here, but this is probably like the original big sort of like I'd say at least from an anime standpoint, the first big sort of visual look of Succubus and like those sort of demonic entities
She's
being
the modern. She's
the
the
modern
modern
interpretation of it.
Yeah.
like stereotype.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And that's where lots of this comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think of a succubus now, and you sort of default to Morrigan
Yeah,
because she's just everywhere. She's in games, she's in shows, she's in
yeah,
comics, she's in
Cosplayers.
cosplayers.
Out
Yeah,
the wazoo.
yeah.
exactly. Like she's there in a lot of media, in a lot of. She's got a very well-known presence because of just how popular she is.
This is true. This is true. It's also
She's
interesting
the
that
it girl
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
of Succubi.
It's kind of also interesting that since then there have been a lot of different animes that have taken on Succubus, and we're not saying this is the first one. Actually, tracking that down is a pain in the butt because they're always minor characters; they're never the lead. And we did a lot of looking, and like
tried.
I don't know where they fit. There's an entire list of like all Succubi characters, but this is probably the only time where, but until this point in time where they've been a main character, like the lead, basically.
Well, specifically in anime, it's hard to pin down because in Japanese stories, they have like similar beautiful women who take your vitality is a thing in Japanese mythology. Like think of Yuki Onna. She goes back to forever ago, so it's just the same kind of archetype but with a different name.
And we were also mentioning this in Ancient Magus Bride. There is like
Yeah.
a fey
Yeah.
character with like the wings and stuff who takes a person's vitality, but it's not a succubus.
No, it's technically a vampire,
But she
sort of,
looks
sort of.
like her aesthetic is succubi.
So yeah, like there's a lot of crossover. But we've grabbed a few other series which have featured succubi, and we're going to start with probably the easiest one of the list, and that's Konosuba. Now, Konosuba has a whole thing about a succubus cafe, basically in the
I don't
first.
think I've seen this bit.
It's in the first season. I don't
Oh.
think
First
I've just,
season,
like,
but one of the
wiped it
later
from my
episodes.
memory, I
Yeah.
suppose.
So there's a whole thing about a succubus cafe, and like all the male adventurers are like, yeah, we must protect the village, and they're just thinking about the succubus cafe. But
This village has done so much for us. Succubus cafe.
yeah, basically. And this is it kind of works, the whole succubus thing about being addicted to them sort of thing. And at least in the kind of Subar world, it's kind of done in a more, I guess you could say, like a business-like manner. They're not going to kill you, but they do need...
it's like an
know,
ethical business transaction.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
you
really
give them a little
like
bit of their life
that
force
model.
for them to survive, and you pay a little bit of money, which means they can keep running the business, which kind of works. And the main succubus we got
It's kind of like strippers.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
I guess
They
yeah.
get something, you get something.
transactional.
Business.
Yeah. Where
Sexy business.
sexy business. So the
Sexy
the
business.
main succubus we meet during Konosuba is a girl called Lolisa. They don't list her name in the TV series, but apparently it is well known in the light novel series, and it's in the mobile game as well, and the other online game as well, as like a support type character.
There's an online game?
I didn't read too much into it. I
Okay.
think it's gone. I think it was like a trial thing. They ran it for a couple of years and went, no, this
Damn
isn't
it.
really working.
I love a Konosuba MMO.
It wasn't like an MMO.
Damn it.
My understanding is it was kind of like visually novel sort of thing with
okay.
online elements where you could like, I don't know. I actually don't know.
Konosuba 14.
Yes, the Final Fantasy of them all. Now,
The Dark Souls of Final Fantasy.
obviously in Konosuba, they take the same elements of the succubus idea. So, they need life force to survive.
Pretty
they're-
ladies with wings.
Yep. Once again, Morrigan design, so little wings, tail, that sort of thing. Scantily clad.
Morrigan doesn't actually have a tail.
Doesn't she?
No.
Oh.
Doesn't even
She's
have
got the
horns.
winglings.
Okay, so maybe they've taken over.
She
some
got
of the-
hip wingerlings
Oh, that's
And-
right.
And head wiggling?
and head wingerlings.
She's got a lot of wings.
For
No back wings.
No back wings.
No back wings.
Huh. Well, okay, so then they took the more
what do
traditional.
the
Doesn't
head
seem
wings
very-
do?
Yeah.
Dynamic.
No.
Maybe like a plane is her tail.
Just like lifting up from the waist first.
yeah.
I was gonna say, knowing
She
a
has
little.
to fly butt
I was gonna say, if she's got ones on her head, I know a
It's
little
like
bit
a
about.
helicopter.
Well, no, I know I know little bits about aerodynamics, and if you've got a normal plane that's like that, and you've got big wings at the back, but it's too heavy at the back, you have little ones at the front to help with lift, and they go the opposite direction to push the plane up.
She's too heavy at the
So-
back.
she's too heavy at the back. The little wings on her head, and I'll compensate.
She's stacked.
Yeah. But anyway, Better Konosuba, Lolis is based on a more traditional succubus, and you get to see her like get trapped because Aqua put a protection spell around it, and Kazuma wanted, he went and did the transaction. He's like, oh, they'll just come and I'll have a really pleasant dream, yada yada yada. It'll be great. But then obviously everything goes sideways because he thinks he's dreaming, but he's just ended up in awkward situations with Darkness.
Because he believes it's a dream.
Yeah, and
Classic
Darkness is
Darkness.
very easy to bully because she
She's
likes
like, okay.
being. Yeah,
Oh, what do you think?
she's got issues.
I mean, that's just the plot of Konosuba. It's just
Yeah.
thing happens and then everything goes sideways.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
it is a
everyone is
useless.
useless.
Pure parody at its heart. Let's talk about Rosario and Vampire.
Yay, this one's an older one.
Now, just to clarify, Rosario plus Vampire, not Rosario 2 Vampire, which also has Succubus, but we'll come back to that.
Yeah, I think Rosario 2 Vampire is either like another take on that series. I didn't follow it that much. I started with the manga for Rosario and Vampire. It's okay. It's well, recently we had Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. This is very much a predecessor to that and very much almost the same plot. Human kid accidentally gets on a bus which takes him to another world where he is inducted into sort of like a school for vampires, monsters, spirits, yokai, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, there is. Sorry, this is completely off topic.
Tangent time.
But the Japanese Film Festival showing in Perth, they have a film coming out called Yokai Tales, I think it is.
Ooh.
And it looks like a somewhat kids spooky movie because it's about kids who find a book.
Live action?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we had
Wait.
to go see it.
Yokai Tales is just another way of saying ghost stories. Is this a live action ghost stories?
Maybe.
Oh, man, we have to. We do
Oh,
still
sorry,
have to do
sorry.
a Ghost Stories episode.
Yokaipedia.
That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the.
I mean, yeah, the
soundboard.
pedia part makes sense. Pediatricians,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I got
Okay.
Natsume's Book of Friend vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually,
'Cause it's-
yeah.
yeah.
Natsume's Book of Horrors. Okay, that'd be awesome though.
Anyway, Rosario plus Vampire.
So yeah, on the way to school, this guy, on the way to this school that he has, like, he's very, very clueless. He's just like, where the hell am I? There's nothing weird about this though. I'm just in another world. And then he bumps into a pink-haired, cute vampire lady. And
Oh
they
my
sort of
goodness.
hit it off, become friends. Except where every time she takes off her little cross rosary, she turns into her Super Saiyan vampire alter ego and does fights with the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
And in like the second or third episode, they meet a succubus.
Of course.
Oh.
Busty blue-haired succubus tries to seduce the main character.
Oh, that's the blue-haired girl. That
Yeah.
makes more sense now. Okay, cool.
but eventually basically becomes part of their whole friend group / his harem.
Look,
Yeah,
that's
well,
just-
The thing about this anime is it's
I-
Monster of the Week. It's that he's the human, he's being singled out. One of the other students comes to attack him, and so everyone else turns into their
Succubi
battle
are
for
very,
them,
very
beats them.
monster of the week.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah,
That
pretty
is their whole domain.
Kind of makes me sad.
I think I need to pedal back on the Rosario 2 Vampire and Rosario plus Vampire. They are technically the same thing.
kind of. One of them is like a. How
Well,
would
no,
you
no,
call
as
it?
in, like-
Almost an Elseworlds.
As in, like, they are from the same book. It is the same show. It's just depending on how it's translated.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
that's
it's
weird.
yeah. So Rosario plus Vampire is the English translation for it. Like, you know how they change it and make their own version of it. Rosario plus Vampire is the one that the English translation and release is about, but the actual Japanese name is Rosario 2 Vampire, as in
Oh,
T-O.
Hmm.
So, which is Japanese, Rosario and
Oh.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually remember being disappointed with the anime, but for entirely different reasons.
Oh.
Because I started with the manga before the anime was a thing. I thought the vampire lady was blonde. No, she's pink-haired. For some reason, that just turned me
Really
off.
put you
That
off?
just turned me off the anime for some reason. I cannot explain.
You don't like pink hair? You prefer 'em blonde?
It's not even a matter of preference. I just had this idea of the character in mind, and then it was tarnished. Cannot explain.
I'm sorry, Tarnished.
Seek the Elden Ring.
Seek the Elden Ring, you'll be fine.
Hey, Jeremy.
So, yeah, this is one of the shows that, once we get, again, as we mentioned, has succubi as side characters. It's very rare to have them as
It's pretty fun, but
lead.
it's repetitive.
Yeah, yeah.
Can recommend for old school anime.
Now, if you have, well, we might as well go to a demon school, Iruma-kun, because
Yeah.
it's once again the same. The succubi is a side character. Now,
Well, there's multiple.
multiple. I haven't
Yeah.
got that far in, so
Oh.
I'm like well behind.
Because you know how he's got his like little green-haired succubus mate who is like,
Oh, the little green-haired demon girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she goes to the succubi classes, but she is terrible at everything.
But her
Which
mum's
is-
a
which is-
succubi, and all of her family are sort of descended.
Because
Is
Kira
it-
Lee cosplayed as her, didn't she? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Clara.
Clara,
Yes, that's the
yeah, Clara.
But I'm also pretty sure that what's the pink-haired guy's name?
Oh, the guy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his mum's a succubus as well.
Making him an incubus.
Yes,
I think if that's how it works.
Well, I mean,
Um,
yeah,
and then
male and female versions of
the
the same species. I
blonde
guess.
girl in their class is also a succubus. The really tall one
Oh.
with her eyes always closed.
Right.
And there is, like Kenny said, a whole succubus class.
Like an entire class.
For
Dead.
how to be a,
As in, like, it would be a unit?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
for
Yeah.
how to be a good succubus, basically.
and how to
Okay.
use your wiles and your skills. And Clara is hilarious at
I
it.
like the idea of like non-succubi taking that class.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that little pink one-eyed one that looks weird, the purpley one with the eye stalk, pretty sure she goes to the class as well.
Excellent. That is.
Oh yeah, because she's always sort of like talking about how like she's so pretty and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in her culture, probably.
Probably.
I mean, it just reminds me of, like, the siren stories that are, you know, the traditional sirens of the sea. You know, they look beautiful from a distance, and when you see them, they're horrifying, and, you know, you...
But once you're entranced in their song, that's
Yeah.
it.
So there you go.
Originally in the was it the Odyssey
Yeah.
that mentioned them? So Odysseus, he was like, I want to hear them, but I want to live. So,
So
he
that's
made,
why he gets tied up.
he gets tied to the mast.
Wow.
He makes everyone else cover their ears in some way so he can hear them.
Earwax, I believe. That's
Yeah.
Ugh.
But
Beeswax, sorry.
the curse of the sirens is if a man hears your song and lives, they all die. So by being
Hearing
a
the
dude
song.
bro, Odysseus killed all of the sirens.
What the hell?
And that's why there's no more sirens.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks, Odysseus.
Yeah, thanks,
God.
Odysseus.
Ruin it for
I
the
wanted
rest
to
of us.
drown. Way off topic again, but hilarious. So yeah, obviously Iruma-kun, it's all about the demon world. It's a demon school. As you said, a lot of similarities between it, plus Rosario to Vampire.
Except this one upped the comedy elements a bit more.
Oh, substantially.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'd argue, like, had a lot more sort of like visual personality for a lot of.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The school, the characters, the crazy grandpa.
Yeah.
The teachers.
Yeah.
I love the beast teacher.
He's good.
Now, that's obviously a recent one, and another recent one we can talk about is Overlord. Now, again, the main character is not a succubi. And I think the only places you're going to find that is Night Warriors and in, shall we say, adult-rated content.
Yep.
Beanie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Overlord...
Formal chicken.
Formal chicken wear, yes.
Yes.
Overlord has Albedo. She is the one who's in the white dress with the horns, the purple hair. And once again, same sort of thing. She's in love with the main character. He's obviously undead, so he's kind of a bit like, I'm going to do things anyway.
So she's boned.
Perfection. Well done. Chef's kiss. I'm very pleased with that. Highly recommend Overlord if you haven't seen it. Yeah, I mean, look, it's you don't have to recommend it. I can recommend it. Kira Lee recommends it. Like, she really enjoyed it.
Yes.
But it is an isekai series. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, or cup of bones, whatever. Yeah, fancy.
For me, it's just that.
Cup of milk.
I mean, spoilers. Main guy wins every time.
Well, yeah, of course.
Oh.
It's an isekai. It's a power fantasy.
And also,
Boring.
he rips off H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, it's Japan. They don't respect copyright.
And they
I don't know
love
what else you're
drawing
expecting.
from
Get
old-
copyright lawyers, Japan.
old
They have, and that's
texts.
caused the problem because they don't know how to implement it properly now.
Oh.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
love drawing from old texts.
And I mean, okay, to be fair, H.P. Lovecraft is public domain. It's been a good century.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for that little COVID bit, that wasn't.
No, well, and the wars.
And the wars. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it hasn't been a
And,
good
and
century.
the other pandemic that was just before the wars.
Yeah.
Hey, to be fair, can you point to a single century on this planet which has been good?
I can.
Oh,
It was shortly after Earth was formed. That was a pretty good period because nothing happened.
everything was a bit warm.
Yeah, it was a bit
you know,
toasty.
there is a worst year in history.
There is?
There's a few of those.
There's
but which
like
one are you-
officially a
A
worst.
worst
It
year
was
in
in the
history.
1500s.
I thought you were going to say 306 AD.
What happened
Why?
in 306
What
AD?
The sun went dark for a year.
Or maybe I am thinking of that one. The world's worst day. Yeah, it's like, it's messed up. It's crazy.
The sun can't go dark for a year,
no, it
but
does.
it can go into a lower solar
From
lull.
the perspective of the people on the planet who had zero idea of like astral.
Oh.
So basically, the sky went dark. It's believed super volcano went off. So crops didn't grow. Everything was freezing. Everyone around the world just started
Oh
dying.
yeah, it was the worst year in history. Yep.
Everyone was
It
just
was
like,
wild.
what is happening?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it was Krakatoa because I just like saying Krakatoa.
Who doesn't?
Like, it's a great
I mean,
name.
it wasn't, but that's fine.
Okay, it wasn't. Right, let's talk about something really recent.
Oh.
Last year.
Oh.
We have a anime series
Mhm.
with the Succubi as a main character.
Impossible.
It is called Vermeil in Gold. Purple boy wants to be good at magic. Boy summons demon to make pack. Boy summons Succubus. Succubus doesn't go home.
And it's not formal chicken.
It's not formal chicken. It is so close to it though.
Look at that
Yeah,
score.
yeah.
Look at that score.
Well, 6.8. That's average.
Like,
Yeah.
no, 7 is sort of like the average where, like, all, like, anime which are, people say, yeah, that was good, sits. Ducking under 7 is where things get a bit weird. Ducking under 5 is you're entering the Twilight Zone.
Or Hateville.
Ducking under 4 is where things get terrifying.
Yes, I remember because you went and looked at the entire list and went through it,
I explored. I wanted to see what the worst one was.
but he didn't realize there's a button you can press to just flip the list so he can see the
Yep.
worst rated anime
I-
is the top.
I wanted the journey.
You wanted the
It's
journey.
not about the
journey.
destination. It's about the horrible.
It's
horrible
about the
trek.
horror. So, in Vermeil with Gold, this is one we didn't cover because it did look like it had questionable content. Turns out not as questionable as first look it perceived.
Quite answerable.
Yeah. So it focuses on Alto Goldfield, a diligent student at the Ortegia Academy of Magic. I've probably said that wrong, but yeah. He aspires to be a powerful sorcerer, but he's unable to become one as, despite his excellent grades and strong commitment to his studies, he fails his summoning class. That's killing me.
He failed the
It's that
summoning
funny.
class so
You good?
much. He
No, it's that bad. Thank you.
spooky drink.
With the threat of repeating a year hanging over his head, Alto tries following an old, worn-out grimoire in a desperate attempt to resolve his situation. To his surprise, he succeeds and summons a powerful demon.
Matt
He
Damon.
summons a powerful Matt Damon.
The strongest diamond of all.
He summons a powerful Stephen.
He summons a powerful demon named Matt. A powerful demon named Vermeil. As a sign of gratitude for releasing her, Vermeil agrees to become his familiar, sealing their relationship with a deep kiss. Little does Alto know what else he is capable of and what Vermeil's past hides. So, it's Tig Bitty, purple hair girl, looking after little white haired boy.
We wouldn't know any of those, would we?
I'm not little, sorry. Look, it's
Where's Tifa?
It's I know. Where's Tifa when you need to talk red flags?
Oh, I was talking short.
Sorry,
Tifa, you're dyeing your hair white. I don't know if you're watching
Well, it
this
was
from
little
work.
white boy, so I thought that was shade.
Oh. Yeah. So the studio behind it was called Stable Entertainment. It is listed
a
with
lie.
ecchi as one of its genres. It is a fantasy school setting. Look,
Can we, in good conscience, recommend it?
no. No, we can't. No, we can't. For many reasons. If you go onto my anime list and have a look at the first 3 reviews, there is someone with recommend and it has many raised eyebrows as the reaction to it. The next one is mixed feelings. Many tropes and fan service, plus decent animation are the only first thoughts that come to mind while thinking of this anime. And then the next
I've
one is...
seen a few anime like that.
The next one is do not recommend. If you're here for anything other than fan service, you'll be disappointed. Also, fan service is PG-13. We can recommend it, but we won't.
hey.
So even if you're here for that, you'll still be disappointed.
I know what I'm watching next week.
The recommend says, from the very first episode, I was hooked. A magical academy setting, a mummy dom waifu, and a MILF ED. A Mille ED. I can't ask for much more out of a fantasy genre. Oh no, he's watching this after this.
Even more convincing.
Yeah, I've ruined it. While waifus are a big part of the show, what I liked most was the mystery and world building. And the waifus.
Are you guys familiar with Archer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Krieger.
Yes.
Stop.
I can only. So look, that's a handful of the the Succubi series we can talk about.
Actually, speaking of Archer, I actually did just remember there is a Western thing featuring Succubi, which I know of.
Oh.
Do we mention Western stuff?
Yeah.
Artist name is Stevan Sajic. Don't try spelling that.
Why do I know that name? Yeah.
He's done a bunch of comics, including a couple of my favorites. He does a few things which are adult rated, this one included. This one is called Fine Print. Basically, a woman...
No more. If it's adult rated, we
Oh,
Patreon special.
You've got an artist. Go search yourself.
What
he
about-
did a very much anyone can read it comic called Death Vigil. One of my favorites.
Oh, I know Death Vigil, yeah.
It's basically X-Men but gothic. I love it.
what about God in a Godless World?
Kamikatsu. Yeah.
So in Kamikatsu, one of the robots, Archeons?
One of the Archeons are technically
kind
a
of-
love god.
Yeah,
Which
she's
is-
kind of succubi. She's got the same vibe.
I mean, she's a Gyaru succubus, basically,
Yeah, best.
without the tail.
Gotta
Awesome.
love
But her god ability is to literally make people fall in love with her. So that I think that kind of
and each other
and each other and
things.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
So kind of a Cupid, but with the succubi.
Yeah, but
bits.
she's really
Let's
encouraging.
just say she's a spice merchant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the perfect title.
Yeah?
I like that. Yeah.
You get some spice. You get some spice.
Everybody
Now
gets
have
a
some spice together, and maybe have some spice with me later.
Yeah.
That's literally her role. Anyway, we've touched on a few of these. I'll make sure these are all listed in the episode description and also in the podcast notes for the audio version. If you want to check them out, by all means do so. It is Halloween. It is spooky season. It is around the time when we go looking for interesting and unique spooky things to watch. If there is one that you know of that is not formal chickenware, then please leave it in the comment section. We are aware that the vast majority of this sits in the R18 X-rated lands. And obviously with the remit of this podcast, we can't in good faith recommend that when we know we have listeners who are like 13.
And if you just know of any horror anime, just let
Yeah.
us, aka me.
Give us
No.
horror
Let
and
Emma know.
demons
I would
and such.
love.
Did we want to say where you can find everything that we've recommended?
Yeah, okay.
Google.
Night Warriors.
I found all the OVAs on YouTube. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's not available on Crunchyroll or High
Outstanding.
Dive.
It's probably locked in old physical
Vaults.
rights deals. Konosuba, Iruma-kun, Konosuba, Demon School, Iruma-kun, and Overlord all are on Crunchyroll. Vermeil is either on Crunchyroll or High Dive. I think it's probably the latter because of the content. And obviously, Rosario and Vampire, I actually don't know where you can find that anymore because it is quite old. I'd say it's probably like in Crunchyroll's archives because it was on Funimation years and years ago.
I used to watch it on YouTube. in
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah, fair.
Funimation's still up. You can still watch their old stuff on there.
It's wild, isn't it? Because I said we're killing off Funimation, and then they've damaged the Crunchyroll brand so much since the Sony takeover that they're like, maybe let's not just get rid of it just yet. in
Let's
case we
just
need
keep it going.
Maybe this was the plan from the beginning. Completely just like decredit the Crunchyroll brand and make everyone go to Funimation. Like, Funimation's back. Everyone goes, "Oh, thank God!" And it's like, no, it's the same guy. He's just wearing a different suit. Like,
Funimation went nowhere.
yeah.
Just wearing like some of those wacky glasses with the mustache.
Oh, the
now.
Karl Marx glasses.
Yeah.
What? Who is this Funimation you speak of?
Yeah.
There.
There is another series which we've already talked about, which was in our in our Valentine's Day episode, which does feature Succubi, and that's Interspecies, and everyone who knows it knows the rest of that. There is also interviews with Monster Girls as well, which is also in a similar...
Hi.
This is all... a monster expert, a monster hunter's realm of expertise.
Monster
I
hacker.
was thinking of different word from hunter.
Yeah.
It's a closer,
Monster
yes.
heckler, yeah, definitely there.
Not heckler,
No, definitely a heckler.
hecker.
He's definitely a heckler.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
Tonight on Anime Communique.
Great story, compelling and rich.
Nothing brings ratings up like a little controversy.
Haven't we had enough controversy?
I have not seen that Sting, like the animation
visual,
for
right?
such a long time.
Yeah.
I'm quite proud of him.
It's been a hot minute.
Been a hot minute. We're going to try and use it more because we're going to try and do more of these live streamed episodes because, hey, they're fun. And we
Yeah.
can interact with you directly when we do have the time. So, you know,
This
make
is
sure
news to me.
Oh,
I
you
was
know?
lying in bed at 9:30 when I just went, "Oh no!" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "I remembered that today was a live stream."
Dun,
And
dun, dun.
very few episodes that you ask me onto, and it's a live stream.
And there's not very few. I asked you for a lot of episodes, but you're like, no.
And I turn you down.
Yeah, I get
But
rejected.
that's
exclusive.
time.
We'll have a nap and then watch the live stream. Anyway, anime news time. The first one we can straight up talk about is Given's getting sequel, and it's got 2 anime films coming.
Yeah,
It's been
coming
given a
in
sequel?
January.
What's Given? What is
Given
it?
is a BL series.
Ah,
It's-
yeah.
It's a boy band, as in like a band,
Ah.
a normal band, which is boys.
And
Like
the boys are
playing
lovey
guitar,
dovey.
you know, drums and all that. Like they're not just like singing, but that's kind of like the setting. It's not all about the music.
Oh, good, because I hate music animes.
I know you do.
I hate them so much.
It's about
This has a focus on it, but it really does like.
It
'Cause
is
they're
just a means
musos.
to gather the cuties.
it's about as straight as women's sports.
What?
Have you not seen the high rates in? No?
Yeah, I
They're all
mean,
with each other. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Anyway,
Makes
So-
it fun when their teams clash.
Given for a yaoi anime was actually really
well,
great.
well, this is the thing. Like, there's actually a definition between a yaoi anime, which is basically
chicken
Nice.
formal wear.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then this, which is called a shonen ai, which is it's a boy love shonen
Boys love,
basically.
yeah.
There's also there's actually apparently like a shonen something else for Yuri as well. I wasn't aware of this. Like it's a different like shonen hyphenated title.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't it
I
be
mean, it shouldn't be.
Shoujo
shouldn't be-
Ai?
Yeah, it should be Shoujo Ai.
Shoujo ai. Should be, could be.
Shonen
Maybe.
Joe Ai?
Maybe. So look,
Shonen A.
the sequel anime film based on Given manga is going to be 2 parts. We don't have an exact release date yet. Crunchyroll is still, by the sounds of it, involved in distribution because Sony was involved in summer production. Kind of makes sense. They did have
no, I'm getting January 27th release date.
Wow.
That's coming from Anime Corner though, so
Yeah, I'm on Anime News Network, who actually have the list of the official release. There's they at least don't have one unless let's check the official website. Because that will list at the moment. So maybe they announced it. They wrote the article. Yep. No, that's not when it's live. They're having a roadshow event
okay.
on that date.
Movie
27th
will
of
have
January.
2 parts, shares its title with the 6th volume of the Given manga, and will focus on Hiragi Kashima.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very BL looking shot actually of them. Like I don't know how
I
well
don't think
this
that's very BL looking.
knowing these boys, it's a little bit.
Well,
How
if
big
you-
are their
if
hands?
You know them, but yeah, how big are their hands?
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to see that on the screen.
You don't know about
You don't know
yaoi
yaoi
hands?
hands?
What's
Yaoi
the
hands.
yaoi
Oh,
hands?
Google it.
They're very big hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
So
they
for-
say
for
about
some
boys
reason
with
in,
big
like,
hands.
What is considered too many manga, yaoi characters have massive hands.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the 27th of January next year is a roadshow event. It is not the showing of it. This is why you can't trust Anime Corner and Anime Senpai because they just grab dates and whack it on there. So make sure you double check because you're going to be disappointed otherwise.
Sorry, he just showed me. Yeah,
It's so good. So if you want to Google it at home, the first thing that comes up is pretty safe for work. So you can safely Google it on your phone at the very least. It is
Debatable.
very funny.
And then like the Yaoi chin as well.
Oh, the
Yeah.
chin.
But yeah, I guess you might say that the design of the characters compared to that is probably what set Shonen
it's-
Ai
it's-
away from Yaoi.
It's modern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's modern. It's
No.
pretty boys. They don't have massive
No,
hands.
Shonen Ai is just a romance.
Yeah.
Yaoi is a romance plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
romance
Yeah, you're right.
plus hands.
So yeah, either way, 27th of January, we'll know more about when the release date is, what's going to be happening with it, and hopefully, potentially, the follow-on series. The name of the two films is connected to the arc. It's the 6th volume of the manga. So maybe the content they had, they thought, well, maybe it'll only fit like 6 episodes or 8 episodes worth of content. Let's not drag it out. Let's end it with that, and then we can go and then do a proper full arc again. So that's details on that will be coming soon. Hopefully, we will know more before January. But if they're doing a road show, they tend to keep pretty tightly lipped until then. So we'll see.
But still, yay, more given.
Dangers in my heart. This
Why?
What?
Kyle, are you alright?
The dangers in my heart. Sorry, it's the
you
name
want
of a manga. It's a
Okay.
romance manga which
I'm
had an
just saying,
anime
if
season
you want
recently.
to talk about the dangers in your heart, we're here for you.
Are we
Okay.
talking romantic or medical?
Or monsters.
Yes.
Oh, it's not Eat My Pancreas esque, is it?
No. Dangers in My Heart is a very cute story about a boy and a girl who are both in the start of high school, and he has misunderstood his interest in a person for his predisposition to be a spooky boy, and because he reads a lot of murder mysteries and like recounts of murders, and he thinks he's obsessed with the girl, and therefore it means he wants to kill her. It's not. He's actually in love with her and doesn't realize it, and slowly this makes sense to him over the course of the series.
Oh, that sounds demented.
I know, right?
I love it.
It sounds like a really concerning start point, and that's the way they describe it. But he's not even like that far gone in that. It's just kind of a bit like, I don't like her. It's not I want to kill her.
It's not like I want to kill you or
Yeah.
anything, Oni-chan.
As someone, as
It's probably
a
more
girl,
jealousy.
basically, who is aware of how many situations there are actually like this in real life,
Yeah.
it's a little close.
Is it?
So you listen to a lot of those true crime podcasts.
Man, it's all she
Too
listens
many.
to.
Doesn't even listen to Kawaii-Fi.
Man,
No, she doesn't.
I don't.
Next week on Kawaii-Fi
I
True
literally
Crime.
don't.
None of us
She
do.
hears all of it while I'm editing it anyway, or when she's just in the other room. So
I have Kawaii-Fi live 24/7. I
This
don't need
is
to
true.
listen to pre-recorded messages.
He is what are words? What is English?
Mr. Kawaii-Fi?
Yes, that is.
I'm
what I
glad
mean.
you stopped in case you said something wrong there, because there are adjacent words, let's say, that could be missaid if you said it wrong.
What is a man but a miserable pile of secrets? Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
Okay, anyway, I'll read the actual synopsis because I'm probably poorly explaining it. So Ichikawa Kyotaro is a boy barely clinging to the bottom rung of his school's social ladder and secretly believes he's the tortured lead in some psychological thriller, i.e. he has delusions of grandeur. Shinobio.
He's in a psychological horror Shinobio?
Thriller.
Okay.
Yeah. He spends his days dreaming of ways up to disrupt his classmates' peaceful lives and pining after Anna Yamada, the class idol. But he's not nearly the troubled team he pretends to be, and it turns out Anna's pretty odd herself. So it's kind of like an odd couple story. And they are...
Da
they-
da 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 da.
What's
the Addams
her
family.
deal?
No, the
Odd Couple.
Odd Couple.
I don't know the theme for it, so there you go.
Oh.
That was wasted on me. I'm sorry. I'll have to watch it.
it.
Anyway,
Oh, it goes back.
so yeah, that's probably a better explanation of it, because the initial explanation for that was put out, the synopsis for it talks about him wanting to kill her.
So-
but now that I think about it, at no point does he specifically say that he does want to or suggest that he wants to. He's just kind of like a little bit. He's confused.
You
He doesn't
mentioned-
understand romance.
He doesn't understand his emotions, and because these emotions are coming while he's still got these 8th grade syndrome delusions of grandeur.
You mentioned that the girl
classic
also has issues.
emotionally
though.
stunted teenage boy.
Bingo.
You mentioned the girl also has issues. What's her deal? Is she yandere or?
No. She's actually pretty normal. She's just like not the idol everyone in the class thinks she is. She sneaks off to eat food in the library. She's really goofy. She comes up with really stupid like comedy things which aren't actually funny. But everyone, because she's done some modeling, treats her like she's this goddess, and she's just a goofball.
But she's
Like,
actually
That sounds adorable.
yeah,
well. This is the thing. There is, it's called adorkable,
yeah.
which is
It's you.
It's a
That'd be the-
frustrating trope, but it is what it is. It's pixie dream girl, manic pixie dream girl adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's thankfully not manic. She's just she's interested in him, and he doesn't know how to process that.
Do anything about that?
Yeah,
Dorky
and
pixie
because
dream girl.
because he believes he's like the
Tortured soul.
because of his delusions of grandeur, he thinks her being nice to him is her kind of bullying him, I guess.
Tricking him some
yeah,
way.
tricking him in a way. That's
Hashtag
that's like
relatable.
thrown out the window by episode 3, and it's just then rom-com.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can get behind that.
Yeah, it's not the ongoing I'm going to kill her. It's just like him going,
Yeah.
real world is interfering with my imaginary world. Man, real world's looking pretty good right now.
Do I love her or do I want to eat her pancreas?
Probably the latter. No, I'm kidding. So this is we've gone well off topic. So this has just announced that the spin-off manga, which is a collection of short stories, has which was officially published on Sakurai's Twitter. I'm not calling it what everyone else is calling it anymore because no. And it's a bunch of short stories. That's going to get a spin-off series. I think it might be short form. And then after that, season 2 is coming.
Small baby.
Now, being up to date on the manga, I can let you know it's hilarious. Yeah, romance does ensue. So it doesn't leave you hanging for them to get together forever.
Like some anime do.
Well, I mean, I read the last chapter of Master Takagi last night.
Oh, yeah?
It's finished. He confessed. She made him confess 4 more times and pretended she couldn't hear from the fireworks because she was so excited. And then she obviously said yes. And we already know they get together because there's the story 30 years on where they've got a kid. So
Yeah, but it's like, how though? That's what counts.
how
That's-
they got
that's-
together.
How they get together. That's
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
No,
part
no,
of the
no.
fun.
That's where my brain went initially, but
No, come on.
So yeah, Dangers in My Heart season 2, that's coming as well. Now we do have details, and this was mentioned by one of our followers to us, and we've been chatting about it in chat for a while. The full English dub cast released for Miyazaki's The Boy and the Heron.
Yay.
It's good. It's very good. It features Christian Bale, Dave Bautista, Gemma Chan, William Dafoe, Mark Hamill, Robert Pattinson, Florence Pugh, Luca Pinadova, and Karen Fukuhara.
Who's doing the English dub?
It is being produced by, G Kids are doing the distribution, and I can't remember the name of the company that was doing it, but they previously did some of the dubs for earlier Ghibli films
I like.
prior to Disney taking over.
Yeah, 'cause
And
some
one's
of
for
those
Disney.
Disney dubs were fantastic.
And that was, again, to do with the studio because the Disney dubs were
Do
done
we have
by...
like a list of what dubs they've done?
Somewhere, I'll find it in a second. The Disney dubs were done by Buena Vista for the most part, and they, as a studio, were massive back in like the 90s.
I'm looking forward to Dave Bautista. He's got a brilliant voice.
He does, and it's a shame that he's been
Robert Pattinson's in
underutilized.
it as well.
Mhm.
I'm happy for him.
You know, I stand him. Yeah. He
Robert
got put in a
Pattinson
bad
now-
film.
He's good.
So
Yeah. So look, this is going to be pretty good. It's going to be big. There's no
It's-
question around that.
I mean, this is the movies that Miyazaki came out of retirement to make.
I'm going to hurt you so much.
On camera.
On camera, yeah.
Studio audience.
no, that's with evidence. No.
Patreon
Yeah.
exclusive.
Patreon exclusive. Everyone beats the crap out of Kenny.
Kawaii-Fi wrestles.
Oh god. So
I
yeah.
got something to say.
Kawaii fights.
Oh my god. Oh. Okay, so either way, the dub has been obviously kind of delayed due to the current strike that's been ongoing with SAG-AFTRA in the US.
Oh, yeah.
But it was all officially unveiled 17th of October. What's happened? The boy's running around.
He wishes to escape.
Kumo wants in now.
Yeah, spooky cat.
baby.
Spooky cat.
It's okay. He's okay.
Okay.
He's gonna leave the door.
I was having a look at this, and I wish I had brought it up. It's like the dubbing fandom wiki, and this is where they list like all the studios that were involved in each individual show, each individual film, and it tells you who the studio was and so on. So I'm quickly pulling that up, and we'll just have a quick look. The Boy and the Heron, because the studio that is involved in it is actually quite well known. They've done quite a lot before, so we can trust it for quality and production wise. It is NYAV Post, NYAV Post, and that's an acronym. Yeah. Now, NYAV Post is an American recording studio located in New York. It is the first Ghibli dub to be done in New York since before Disney took over.
Whoa.
Dang.
So it's kind of a big deal. They've been involved in a lot of films and TV series over the years. They did the dubs for Berserk, the Golden Age arcs. Not necessarily great, but not terrible. Tokyo Godfathers. Where's the Welcome to the Space Show?
Still need to watch that. Damn it.
Same.
I saw a clip for it recently, and it looks bonkers.
They did the dub for Silent Voice.
Oh, good.
Your Name, Lou Over the Wall, Fireworks, Night a Short Walk on Girl, Macria.
So when's it coming out?
I think it's November.
Do you reckon it'll get
Promare dub as well.
cinema
Yeah.
cinema screenings?
I reckon it has to.
It will. It's just a matter of how long they run for. And this is kind of like the big question that we have at the moment. So for the US, we know that it's having like a proper Ghibli cinema run. So it will release in North American theaters on December 8 with previews from November 22nd. I think it was Taiwan who's getting it in mid-November as well. I can't remember who shared that. It might have been Tifa. And yeah. We don't know exactly when we're getting it in Australia yet because there hasn't been
Probably
an official announcement.
2025, knowing the distribution for Australia.
Well, G-Kids tend to handle their license and distribution pretty good for Australia. Like, generally, everything G-Kids has been involved with in the dubbing or the production of. Spooky Boy's trying to climb.
Oh, honey, you leave those alone. The grave.
Excuse me. Apparently, the bronchitis isn't fully gone yet.
I say we put the cat in the pumpkin.
The cat and the pumpkin. Oh, God. This is... God, I've completely lost where I was going.
G-Kids.
G-Kids, thank you. Always have an Australian release within usually a week of the US release.
Okay.
UK's kind of iffy. Europe, kind of iffy.
In general or for...
Just in general.
Actually, in general
He just never
for
knew
dubs.
when to like bring it up. So
the UK's a little bit iffy. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not.
I think any of our listeners in the UK will know that dub
the
releases.
UK is iffy.
Dub releases in the UK are kind of a little bit all over the place as are standard release dates, and it's just because they don't really have a centralized location for their release schedules at the moment.
Sounds particularly iffy of
It's
them.
all after. Basically, one of the main distributors went. They didn't go under. They just decided to close. Which was like anime ! Something. I can't remember. It's been a while since I looked it up.
Was it N?
What?
No. I'm not going to finish that word. And chicken formal wear.
No. But basically,
The sauce at last.
the UK distribution network for anime has always been a mess because lots of different right holders were fighting for everything, and then Sony came into the market and that made it even more of a mess, and it got even more shattered and more splintered, and now a lot of them are backing away, but they're still hanging on to the rights even though they're no longer selling the stuff. So now we're waiting on basically on rights to expire with certain holders, so then they can go to the public market and be purchased again or new contracts created, and most of those contracts are, I think, due for 2025, last check. So we're going to hit UK viewers and listeners. You are going to find in 2025 a sudden, hopefully, a sudden resurgence of anime that's been missing from platforms for a long time. So hopefully Crunchyroll can pull that together for their platforms. They've got the same continuity of content there as they have everywhere else.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Kenny, you just sorry, Aaron, you're staring down at Crunchyroll, aren't you? Yeah, you're giving Crunchyroll the stare. Okay. Digimon time.
Digimon. Okay, cool. I'm back.
Digimon 02 movie. What's going on?
Okay, so we've got an Australian release date, November 28th.
Okay.
However, with the American release, they're only showing it in cinemas for 2 days.
Yeah, and one day's the dub and one day's the sub.
Yep.
Oh, what
Whoa.
the hell?
Yeah. You want to talk about bad releases?
That's
This
a
is-
terrible release
Yeah.
plan.
Because if you're working or if you're sick or if you've got plans on that one day where the one screening you want to see is showing, too
Yeah,
bad.
but how many people are going to want to go to both?
Yeah.
I'd go to both.
I go
Actually,
both.
that might be what they're banking on.
Oh, I bet they are. But the fact that there is only one of each in a cinema that holds what?
Also, I-
250 people? maybe?
As far as my understanding goes as well, it's a single screening per day.
Yeah, that's
So that,
rough.
like, sure, it's going to be shown in 70-something cinemas throughout the US or whatever it might be, whatever the big number was that they put in there. That's not enough, guys. Distribution requires multiple visiting points so you can maximize your viewer interaction. I
It's just
realize,
silly.
I realize they think
Yep.
there's not as much demand for like
Digimon.
anime. But Digimon has a huge following. Even like people
Who's-
will go see this because they watch Digimon growing
Who's
up.
marketing this?
That's a great question.
That is a very good
Because-
question.
Because it's not listed. It's
A
not G
fool.
Kids. It's
Yeah.
not Crunchyroll and Sony. This is a independent release.
The
So-
scarcity market, the
Yeah.
scarcity tactic, I should say, works well for
Merchandise.
bands
Hmm.
and like music. The music arts industry is really good with with scarcity marketing.
But normally those are set in places
Having-
which have plenty of seating.
This is the thing. It's not something that works for viewable art.
Yeah. Okay. I can tell you who's to blame. It's Toei. So Toei Animation's making it, and Toei Company Limited, i.e. their international arm, is doing distribution, and they're treating it like a Japanese Godzilla film. They're not expecting people to go.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Well,
Yeah.
you remember the last Digimon movie we watched, Last Evolution Kizuna?
Yeah.
Direct sequel.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, is that 2 years after or something like
Yep.
that? Yeah.
And it's about the very first Digidestined.
Who apparently
So
is going to
this
like
is a sequel
float
to
down
that.
and descend.
So why don't you look up the box office for that?
I mean,
it did great.
that did great, and it also had multiple showings.
Yes.
So
Yeah, so it's interesting that they've decided to go this route when it's a direct sequel.
Yes.
yeah, that's kind of the weird thing. Like we thought more, I guess more thought would be put into the release of it. Like box office for this was 24 million for Last Evolution Kizuna, which isn't, and that's 24.
Is that worldwide?
Yeah, $24 million, but it also was a limited release. And it wasn't
That's not
heavily
a lot.
promoted, so
Yeah, I
they didn't spend a
think
lot
it
of money on
was-
marketing. Japan got it for a long time.
Yeah. We had it for a couple weeks, didn't we?
Yeah, but it was only like 2 showings a week, sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just think potentially they
Have they got something else coming out at a similar time that they're pumping their energy into?
no.
Because that's what Disney did with The Lion King.
Oh yeah.
So The Lion King was the B film.
That's right.
So
yeah,
at
we're
the
we're
time they
talking the
were
original
producing-
animated one.
Pocahontas at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And Pocahontas was set to be the film for Disney. And then, so everyone who was kind of like the B artist was relegated to work on The Lion King. And everyone wanted to be on Pocahontas.
I think I remember this being like
And then Lion King came in and just like swept everybody out.
I remember this being a case for a few different Disney films. I think Pinocchio was one of them. They were just deciding, it's going to be a little thing.
I think it was one of the first animated films that released merchandise prior to the film actually coming
Yeah.
out. And it sold like gangbusters.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, look at Studio Ghibli. They thought that Totoro was the B-list film
Yes.
to Grave of the Fireflies. Double feature, by the way, when it was released, because they thought no one would see Totoro.
Totoro,
No one no one wants to watch Grave of the Fireflies because you cry. Horrifying.
Grave of the
Horrifying.
Totoro, yeah.
That's going in the flippin' preview. Wow. That just happened.
Way to
Anyway.
drop the
Your
bomb.
mate.
So with Digimon, like it's still got quite a big, like especially now that the card game's out, there are massive tournaments for it.
Yeah.
It's as big as the Pokemon card game.
Yeah, and they're bringing back the Digi devices as well. They've had a good run of those. Those sell out
as in
like that.
The, like Tamagotchi.
Yeah,
edition.
yeah. And now it's the second gen ones which are getting released next year, the rebooted ones, I think.
Well, you can also get the classic little brick ones with color sprites now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because before it was all just black and white. Now they're putting in color, but it's still the same sort of sprite work. They're not
Yeah.
updating the graphics.
Yeah. So it's just shinier, basically.
Yeah.
Interestingly, reception for Last Evolution Kazuna, it says, while unnoticed by cinema reviewers, it received very positive reviews from pop culture and anime media when it was released in the US. Europe film critics, though, were more severe. And it's like, yeah, European film critics will be severe.
Film critics just, they suck.
IGN gave it 9 out of 10. Common Sense
Wow.
Media gave it 4 out of 5. Polygon gave it a positive review because they either say go watch or don't.
I'm sorry, wait, what did you say IGN gave it?
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, these movie reviewers from like Europe that are going to watch it haven't watched the series.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
haven't
they
watched
didn't-
the other movies. They don't understand
They don't
what
have the
Digimon is.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I don't
compare it.
understand this.
Yeah, they compare it to Pokemon, and they're like, "This isn't Pokemon. What is this?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are the Pokeballs?
Yeah. Critics praised the film for its themes of adulthood and moving on.
Yeah, well,
And that was what it was all about.
exactly.
It was
because-
about like they've become adults. They can't continue to live in the past. But that means letting go of some things.
and it can be scary,
Yeah.
but you've got to do it as like that. That's the thing about Digimon. Like they grow with you.
I like Crunchyroll's statement from Daryl Harding. He says, "It is about growing up and letting go. For the characters, it's hard to be a Digidestined and still have a job. Apparently, saving the world doesn't pay very well."
No, it
And they're not wrong. They're not wrong. It's not about them choosing what to focus on. It's about them learning how to juggle both responsibilities without cracking. Yeah. And yeah.
It's interesting. Like they've followed their original group of,
Yeah.
of watchers. So like it's us.
Yeah, you watch it and all the themes are real. It's things
Yeah.
you're struggling with because you watched it as a kid and you're like, "Yay, this is fun!" And now you're an adult and you're like, "Oh yeah, I remember this." Oh,
You're like,
Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Age appropriate every time.
Polygon also noted they drew comparisons to Toy Story 3 and How to Train Your Dragon 3: The Hidden World. It goes for a bittersweet conclusion that waves goodbye to childhood while suggesting that eventually we all learn to find a balance between our responsibilities and desires. It's a more definitive, perhaps even more heart-wrenching final.
oh
These-
yeah, oh
these
yeah.
Well, I
days-
cried.
The what are you gonna do tomorrow? Oh, you know what? I think I'll find out when I get there. Oh, you're gone.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
Yeah, these days the price of nostalgia value is sky high at
Yeah.
the moment. That is what every single media outlet is currently doing at the moment. That is
Yep.
what they are cramming down our gullets, and we are grateful for it.
Reboots
Obviously,
and
because
We
remakes.
yearn for the
these
simple
things-
times.
Yeah.
Here's the thing as well. Anime News Network did not rate it well. They gave it a C-.
That guy didn't watch Digimon when growing up.
No, Chris Farris did, but Chris Farris just tends to have pretty hot takes.
That Chris
Steaming
Farris
hot
needs
takes.
a hug.
Yeah. He
He-
says it recognized the appeal of the visual and the animation, an interesting concept to the franchise, and effective nostalgic English dubbing, but judges that the film is fundamentally at odds with itself and its own nostalgia, and it focuses on the characters is frustrating and uneven. It's like, yeah,
I'm sorry.
it is
it's-
uneven because only 2 of them, 3 of them technically, are going to say goodbye.
So it's focusing on the characters. and
It is.
that's-
It's the
No,
human story.
It's because the Digidestined was a team of 7.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's focusing primarily on the 2 of them that are losing their Digimon out of the 7 teams.
So the
and
main-
one who already has is left completely out of the story, and
Yeah.
it's shown in through like flashbacks and like a letter.
And so, like, some of them, if you've watched Try, have said that they're stepping down from being Digidestined because their real world life demands it. Like, Joe's out being a doctor. He doesn't have time to save the world. He's got studies to do.
Okay, but we saw that in other Digimon movies as well, like the original Digimon movie, the first like opening like battle
I mean,
Yeah.
was it's like it was just a few of the main characters, and then you get
well, it's
sort of
whoever
like,
can get there.
yeah, everyone else is hinted to be otherwise engaged. One of them's on holiday, one of them's taking exams and stuff like that.
One of them lives in the UK. I mean, the US. Sorry. Yeah. So like, yeah, I think a lot of people kind of missed the point, and you know, Chris. You missed the point.
Hey, do you watch our podcast?
Hi, Chris.
Like and subscribe.
Anime's New Network is never going to hire me.
Chris, fight me in the comments.
I'm gonna drop my address in the description below, Chris.
Come around. No.
Yeah, docs Aaron like
Yeah, let's go.
some
No,
YouTube
no
drama from
doxing.
you all out there in TV
Oh,
land.
It's
God.
okay. I'm moving soon.
Yeah.
Hey, he replied.
Anyway, Digimon Kazuna is going to also have a lot of those other characters who weren't not Kazuna. Digimon 02, the beginning, is going to have some of the characters reprising their roles from Kazuna who didn't lose their Digimon. Kind of makes sense in a way, you know, because they're still involved in the story. Who would have thought?
Right.
You know, bit rude to write them out completely, and if they're not involved. So that's going to be good. Look, November 28th. Hopefully, we get a decent run here in Australia.
Yeah, for reasons.
Hopefully we get a run.
We hopefully get a run. Yeah, actually.
Full stop.
So that
Yeah.
we're not, you know, out of breath. Right. The last thing we want to touch on. This is a big one. Golden Kamuy. He's a big one. Golden Kamuy is getting a live action film, and it looks exceptional.
Action looks
Yeah.
great.
So the official website for the adaptation unveiled on Tuesday a trailer, visual, and 2 cast members. Everyone looks the freaking part.
Yeah.
And the trailer is almost like recreating the preview trailer for the first season of the anime. It's all the same things. And when you think about it, there's not necessarily anything too incredibly mystical in Golden Kamuy. It's
How long has Golden Kamuy been out?
oh, geez.
Like
The
a
manga
good few
started
years
in
now.
2014. Manga's
Okay.
finished last year, April. And I think the anime started in about 2018.
So when did it finish? I
ma-
assume it's finished.
The manga's finished, the anime hasn't. So
Okay.
anime still has new seasons coming
Well, that's
out.
fine
Yeah.
because yeah.
Manga finished in 2022. So, you know, it's
Okay.
it's completely finished. The anime is only I think about halfway through.
Mainly because I was thinking, why this media? Why did they choose Golden Kamuy? If it finished in 2022, then it is still very recent.
Yeah.
So
well,
which
the,
is why
the recent
they would've
anime
chosen it.
season also just had its sort of. It had issues in production due to COVID, and then it really took a big break before bringing the second part
And
back.
Golden Kamuy is, how would you say it, quietly popular?
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah.
it getting a live action movie was kind of a foregone deal.
Mm. Yeah,
But
okay.
it's still like, just the timing of it
You wonder
is
why.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like, why did they go? Yeah, I think we'll choose this one.
Yeah.
Also,
Hard
like
to know.
Like,
Gol-
no, I'm
Golden-
not against it or anything,
it's
but yeah, I'm just
it
wondering
was-
why.
It
And
would
it's
interest you.
kind of in the like
I
recent
mean-
zeitgeist because it only finished in 2022.
I don't see any Netflix logos, so this could be good. Creedus is the company involved. Never heard of them.
Either. Wait, no. Oh, did they do Isekai as a
Creedus Inc. They look like they're a production company in Japan.
Did they do Isekai Nobu? Because I know that got a live action, which
Once Upon a Crime, Kingdoms live action. In ancient China, a young boy dreams of becoming the greatest general of the kingdom.
Not
Um,
not the kingdom that I like.
not
which
the
is
kingdom.
Korean.
Yeah, Silence of Skull.
Zombie.
They did the live
Yeah,
action Wodakoi. Love is Hard for an Otaku.
oh, okay.
No
Isekai as a
So only 10. No, I've only got 10 on IMDb that I can find. So look, I mean, they could be pretty good. It could be pretty good. I mean, the trailer looks like they've captured the essence of the show. They have done other things which are set in like early military sort of things, and that would work well to their advantage as well. But we'll see. I think this is scheduled for. Do we have a release date yet? Film will premiere January 19 next year, so 2024. Yeah, look, I'm keen. I think it'll be good. What's not to like?
Sure.
You know, going around Hokkaido hunting for people to take their skin to get the map.
Did we also want to touch on the other live action and the news that's dropped recently regarding it?
Which
What was that?
one?
Yu Yu Hakusho. I just sent you a link.
Yes.
So
Yu Yu Hakusho.
About time.
Have you watched it?
have I watched the classic or have I watched anything to do with
Anything
the
to
new
do with the new stuff?
Well, I just sent you a link from Anime News Network regarding the 12 screenshots that have dropped for the reanimation.
Oh.
Yes.
I do remember seeing like old character shots for the main characters for it.
Yeah.
Though I had no idea if they were legitimate or not.
Yeah, well, Anime News Network has said that they've dropped these at the beginning of a screening.
Oh.
So, yes.
As in, like,
Interesting.
as a trailer?
I'm not entirely sure. I didn't read the whole thing. I saw Anime News Network, Yu Yu Hakusho 2024 reanimation, 12 screenshots, and I'm working off of that information right now.
Okay. New episode previewed in screenshot. That was 2018. Oh, God. It's.
Was that 2018?
It's been in production.
No,
hell for a
I'm
while.
trying to get it, find it on Anime News Network's thing because their search results are not great.
Oh, you're right. It is 2018.
Yeah, new anime episode previewed in screenshots before screening in 2018. I don't know when that new episode. It was part of the two-shot story, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, that we are expecting that to land on Netflix as well.
Because there's
like-
the live action that's coming out. Yeah, that they've been working
Is
on.
that like in the next 3 months?
I think that's 2025 from
Oh,
memory.
okay. Wow.
So it's a long way off, but Yu Yu Hakusho is a classic anime, like big, because like, oh man.
Actually,
either of
13
you
hours
watched the
ago.
original?
A little bit of it. Enough to know there's a man with a lightsaber and a guy who shoots pew pew from his fingers.
Yeah, that's the.
There are a lot. You are right. There was some images dropped last night, literally, to do with the actual live action. And the only image we've got is the
Yusuke.
Yusuke. Yeah,
I reckon
he looks the part.
He does.
He does look the part.
Here's the thing. Because of One Piece, I think people are going to have a lot more goodwill towards a Netflix anime. Or would you say they're going to be more...
I'm not gonna lie. Tomorrow Studios just got lucky.
You think
Everything
so?
else they've done has been a mess, and there was some of those same signs in One Piece. I love the live action, but season 2 now needs to step up if they go with One Piece season 2. I don't have too much faith that anything Tomorrow Studios are involved in will actually, really break the mold.
Probably.
The way I see it is that One Piece has set such a high bar now.
You're not
Because
wrong.
the live action anime bar was very low. Which,
Yeah.
Like, nobody was really surprised by anything anymore. Like,
No.
bad live actions were coming out, and it's like, yeah, that's an anime live action for you. And then One Piece kind of came in and went, look what we can do. And now everyone's like, cool, so we can expect this from now on with
You're like,
everything?
Why did you raise the bar so high?
Yeah.
I like to think
It's that one
they'll-
coworker.
Yeah.
I like to think that they'll,
Okay.
learn something.
I have hope.
You have hope?
The company that did Alice in Borderland is doing live action Yu Yu Hakusho.
Ooh.
And that can work. They also did Godzilla -1. The live action's on 100, which is...
They missed the point.
Yeah, they really did. I'm
I mean,
having a
visually
look
it was
at...
quite well done.
Like, they've been
No, the
involved in a
visual
lot of
point
stuff.
was exactly where they missed.
What, really?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
compare the anime to the live action. What's the most standout part about the anime?
Oh, yeah, the colours.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've also
Yeah.
did the live action Parasite, as in part 1 and part 2, based on the manga, not the Korean film.
Oh,
Haven't
So,
seen those.
Yeah,
Anyone?
they're not
No, I've been meaning to
incredible,
watch it.
but they're well. IMDb has them on a 6.8, which means probably a 7.
Yeah, I started watching it and then I was like, this isn't really grabbing me as much as I thought it would.
Damn.
Well, are you talking about the Korean one? The
No.
one that won the Oscar?
No.
Okay, cool.
No,
Yeah.
the anime.
No,
No,
Alien
I'm just
Hands.
making sure. Yeah. They've got a lot in the live action space, going all the way back to the 2000s. They actually helped do Haunting Ground on the PS2, a video game. A young woman wakes
Haunting
up in the
Ground.
dungeon of a castle after being involved in a car accident. Sounds kind of cool.
Isn't that a Stephen King novel?
Probably.
I think
Horror,
it's a
mystery,
Edgar
thriller.
Allan Poe
Could be.
novel.
Oh, that's the one, yeah.
Parasite Eve.
Is it?
Not the game, but
No,
the...
no.
The car crash one is Misery. The guy wakes up in her house after a car
Yes,
crash.
that's what. That's not
Yeah.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Right,
which-
Edgar Allan Poe
sorry.
wasn't around for cars.
Why did I get most of these?
He makes a valid, compelling point.
No, but he does in the story Cask of Amontillado, he does brick someone up in his basement.
He does. Anyway, Yu Yu Hakusho
does,
also
not
coming, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Maybe.
We'll see. Yeah, I think that's where we'll leave it.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
Alrighty. So, that's where the episode is going to end. For some reason, it doesn't appear to be playing music, or if it is, I can't hear it. That is where we're going to leave things. Thank you so much for listening or for watching, for those that did join us on the live stream. Next time, it might be happening. We might.
Oh my gosh.
We might be actually doing the Card Captors episode.
Oh my days.
There is a question up in the air onto whether that can actually work.
What?
Well, we've got a couple of things that are coming up that we're going to need to address. We have Pluto, which we're not sure, which is the Dark Astro Boy story.
We could do that as an extra.
Well, no, it's not going to be short. It is going to be 8-hour-long episodes, which are going to drop in. Well, our understanding is in full on Netflix.
Nice.
So we don't know 100%. We're still waiting for details on that. That is in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, wow.
So whether we have enough time to watch it, I don't know. We'll find out. We have The Boy and the Heron. When is that dropping? It could be November, could be December. We've got Ghibli and dubbing to talk about. We have Monster to talk about. We have a double feature that we had planned, which has just been sitting there and we haven't touched for literally a year, actually. It was this time last year that we made that folder. Yeah.
I
So
think we should just do the Card Captor Sakura and just get it done.
well, look, here's the thing.
Get her done.
Everyone wants to talk on it. Kiralee is a massive Card Captors fan. Emma is a massive Card Captors fan. Tifa is a massive Card Captors fan.
Girls
Nat
Nat
night.
is a massive
Clamp
Card Captors fan, and she's gonna guest star on that episode as well. I grew up with Card Captors. I think. Did you grow up with it?
Yep.
And Kenny's just discovered it and loves the fact that there's kaijus in it. So
Yeah, the first episode, she fights a kaiju. That's all I've ever said about it. That's all I've ever
Yeah.
got to say about it.
So, look, if you have enjoyed what you've heard, or you've been watching along, make sure you hit the subscribe button, join us for future episodes, smash like buttons, that sort of thing.
Like the smash button.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts on what we've talked about today on Succubus. Obviously, there's a lot to cover in that area, but it's also not as, I guess you could say, visible. In anime media as it might be in some Western stories and adult content.
Need more Succubus.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. As previously mentioned, we do create anime-focused content videos on the YouTube channel
Oh, I
as well.
thought we created anime.
I'd love to create anime, but no. I can animate like graphics, like make things look shiny. Don't get me to draw.
I used to do stuff on Flash, but it was very, very small things.
Oh, remember Flash?
Yeah. We all just had nostalgia.
So we are going to have some more YouTube videos coming out with content from the time me and Emma were in Japan.
Remember the Heli Attack Flash game?
I just remember Stick Death.
Oh.
And all the Newgrounds ones.
Do you remember N?
Yeah. So look, make sure you subscribe if you want to check that out. As always, big thanks to the Patreon members as well.
Thank you for voting.
Yes, thank you for voting and giving us agency for this episode to try and
Tricky
keep
one.
things
Yeah.
in the well. If you would like to support the channel, that's probably the best way to support us, as we're not a monetized channel at this stage. So you can subscribe there, get free access to the pre-show podcast, outtakes, extras, little updates on how things are progressing. Follow links in the episode description if you wanted to do that. Memberships are from $1 a month. And you can also follow us without paying to get the major show updates because we put them public. So, still a reason to have it. You can keep across it.
Send your hate mail to P.O. Box 1656, Perth 6000. That isn't our mailbox. I'd just love to see that happen to someone.
Why do I feel like that might be something to do with your work?
It isn't.
Like, is this one of your colleagues at work's mailbox?
No, but that's... Okay, I'm changing the address. Send your...
to Channel
Gonna
9.
get
No. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you are following us on social medias. Enjoy the Kawaii-Fi community. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Discord, and Twitter for now. We might be...
Twix?
I think you mean
No. Twitter for now. because they have removed so many features and functionalities of the platform. I'm considering just dropping it.
I mean, you may as well.
You can't share links properly anymore. You can't share video properly anymore. You can't. It's hiding where the graphic of the page. It's removed the headline of the page if you're sharing a link. Like, it just doesn't.
If you don't have
work.
a login, it's actually really difficult to view tweets
that too.
nowadays.
Did Musk just buy this thing because he doesn't like it and wants to kill it?
No,
Musk
he wanted
joked about it,
people-
and then he didn't want to buy it, but because he'd made such a big deal and messed with the stock price, he was forced to buy it. And it was
No.
going to cost him as much as buying it
He
as
wanted
not buying
a
it.
soapbox. And much like everything else he's bought, he wanted a soapbox that was already established.
Or did he just want to delete that picture of him dressed up like
No, so
Javert?
he made his programmers write code that made his tweets pushed to everyone. They were like the first thing you saw.
In the algorithm, yeah.
Yeah.
He'd go tripping.
Before everyone was like, why? This is stupid. I hate it. And he was like, haha, it was just a joke, guys. And he made their programmers roll it back.
Jokes are funny, Musk.
Yeah, Twitter's also about to introduce a dollar, I think it's like $1 or $2 fee for new accounts. Do you want to know what it's for? Apparently to stop bots. Yeah, that's so much easier than, it's much cheaper than buying Twitter Premium. Instead of $8 a month, it's $1 a month. That's 8 accounts you can now have as a bot. Definitely not going to backfire. Anyway, that's kind of beside the point. So, as always, thank you so much for listening. Next time, we'll see. It could be card captors. It could be something incredibly enticing. It could be something very interesting. Or it could be something we throw together at the last minute. Yes, I think we do need to suit up for the goodbye. Wow, you can actually see my hair, and it looks terrible. Why is that?
At least you have hair.
You've been listening to Kawaii-Fi Radio. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time,
Watch some anime!